I realize the start of last video. And good morning. I'm Joshua Pearsall with Practical Christian Lessons. We'll be reading Wisdom of Sirach 19 today. But I realized I forgot at the start of the last video I said there would be announcements, and then in the middle of talking about C.S. Lewis, Grief Observed, and getting sad, I forgot at the end of the video to go through those announcements. So we'll go through those announcements now so I don't forget this time in this video. And this is a balloon my wife got me when we hit 100 subs, if anyone wonders what that is. So I made a community post about it. If anyone didn't see it, I'm sorry. But we will be starting sometime in the summer, doing once a month live videos, which will be like Q&As. I'm a Wesleyan Arminian. We make quite a bit of content on Wesleyan Arminian theology. So you can ask me about that. You can ask me anything in general. But I suspect that's what going to be most of the questions are about, since that's the focus of the channel. So we'll have that. It is not a debate live stream, so if anyone wants to come and debate, that is not the place to do it. But I'm happy to answer questions and give our perspective on things and answer clarifying questions. Or at least to the best of my ability, give a answer for overall Wesleyan Arminian theology on those things. I'm not going to act like I'm the expert or that I am a monolithic voice. I'm also a Methodist, so Methodist questions are welcome, but just anything in general. I'm a teacher at my church, a lay teacher. I'm working towards prison chaplaincy, so I've got a lot of random knowledge in my head rolling around here, and there's a bug flying around here. Other things coming up, I will be trying to, at some point in the next few weeks, record a lot of bulk videos, and I will do my best to manage those, but they're probably all going to get set into Premiere, so I can't forget them. Me and my wife are in the middle of house shopping, and because our lease on the house we're renting now ends this year, and we're looking to finally move into a house, start our family. Lord willing, we'll finally get our family started, and we'll need a bigger house for that than what we have now. So that's going to be its whole own process. Anyone who's gone through even just moving is a lot on its own, let alone going through a house buying process, getting through the house loan, opening and closing on a house. It's gonna be a lot. The also practical impacts on that might be Saturday and Monday videos get impacted. There might not be the in-depth theological videos that have been coming out on Mondays. And maybe not even the Jacob Arminius read-through videos, unfortunately, just because of how long they take to record. I can't be certain on anything yet. My school will be ending, but then we'll be picking it up with plenty of other projects as well. So I guess we'll find out as we go. All under the Lord's will. So what He gives me the grace and strength and power to do will get done. And what He determines is not as pressing as an issue, as opposed to other things, will not be as pressing of an issue. So there's that. I've also applied for a minister job, so that might also change our schedule up here. I won't be a functioning ordained priest or anything, but I will be serving as a minister of sorts. I'm already in a ministry online, serving in that function. So we'll see what happens. That will definitely impact my schedule a bit. It shouldn't impact when videos are uploaded onto the channel, but it might impact other stuff. So we'll see how that goes. Any other big updates? I don't think so. I think that's all of them. At least I can mind. Oh, one more. I do have my own Discord that I've been using for other things. It will be opening up to the public. We're not exactly sure when. I'm trying to work all that out in the middle of school, family, house. There's a lot going on. On there, the purpose of the Discord is to be like a place of study, a place of talking and practicing spiritual disciplines, discipleship, and growing in that manner. It is not a place to replace a physical church. It is not meant to replace the physical fellowship. It is very important. The hope is, if you don't have that at your church or are having trouble finding it, we can equip you to then also take that into your own church. And of course, it's based on the methods, the Methodist methods of band meetings, class meetings, that kind of thing. And we'll definitely also want to focus on personal disciplines as well, so that you can kind of take that into your own church and adapt it to your scene as necessary, because there's no reason. A class meeting is just a discipleship group. If you want to boil it down to its most basics, a band meeting is a confessional and accountability group. If you boil this down to its most basics, that is the point of those, and that can and should be in every church, at least in some capacity. So that's something we hope you can take and use everywhere. It's currently only going to be open to Protestants, because, quite frankly, I'm just not interested in a lot of debates. I'm just going to be honest. There's always plenty of other places to go online, and hopefully one day we can open it up to a more broader audience. But we'll see. And quite frankly, we have a lot of resource channels for like knowledge on Lutheranism, Reformed, Methodism, right, Baptist, things that fall into the very, very broad category of Protestantism. Since we're not all unified institutions, we don't all agree on the same things. So like comparing a Baptist and a Methodist would be like comparing a Roman Catholic and an Eastern Orthodox. It's just not the same thing. So we've got limited spheres of knowledge. We need to work with those limited spheres of knowledge with what God has given us and work into those. So that's what we're going to do. So there, I think, so one more big announcement. I am working on a very big YouTube playlist. And of course, I also want to have book recommendations as well. It's not going to be just videos, but it's going to be like lectures, stuff from big apologetic series that's just like a running through the fundamentals of the faith. We've talked about this book several times, This We Believe. And going through defenses for some of those core beliefs. So like defending the existence of God, defending the story of creation, that the universe had to begin somewhere. It didn't just always exist, stuff like that. So when that comes up, it will not be on this channel, though I might just copy it from the other channel I've been building it on and put it onto my channel. I'll find out. It'll definitely be in the Discord. So when all that comes out, it'll be in there. And it's going to be a giant, huge resource that I'm hoping to be able to just have and share for years. It's going to be great and valuable. For everyone who was here for the reading, if you stuck through that, thank you so much. For everyone who skipped to this point in the video for the reading, thank you for still being here anyway. We are going to go through Wisdom of Sirach, chapter 19 now. I think the title at the top of this first one, The Reckless Soul. A working man who is drunk will not become wealthy, and he who despises small things will fail little by little. Wine and women will draw away intelligent men, and he who joins himself to prostitutes shall become very reckless. Decay and worms will inherit him, and his reckless soul will be carried away. He who trusts quickly is unwise in heart, and he who sins will err against his own soul. He who rejoices in evil shall be condemned, and he who hates talkativeness will sin less. Talkativeness being like gossip. Never repeat a word, and you will lose nothing at all. With a friend or enemy, do not report it, and unless it is a sin for you, do not reveal it. Again, if it wasn't clear, he's talking about gossip there. For someone heard you and watched you, and in time will hate you. Have you heard a word? Let it die with you. Take courage, it will not burst you. But a fool will suffer birth pangs because of such a word, like a woman in labor with a child, like an arrow struck in the flesh of a thigh. So is a word inside a fool. Question a friend, perhaps he did not do it. And if he did something, perhaps he will not repeat it. Question a neighbor, perhaps he did not say it. And if he did say it, may he not say it twice. Question a friend, for often it is slander. So do not believe every word. A person slips, but it was not his intention, for who has not sinned with his tongue? Question your neighbor before you threaten him, and give place to the law of the Most High. All wisdom is the fear of the Lord, and in all wisdom there is the doing of the law. Wisdom is not the knowledge of evil, nor is there discernment in the counsel of sinners. There is a cleverness that is an abomination, and there is a fool who is lacking in wisdom. Better is a man who is afraid but lacks understanding, than a man who abounds in discernment but transgresses the law. There is a precise cleverness which itself is unjust, and there is one who is offensive that justice may be revealed. There is an evildoer bowed down in the morning, but inwardly he is full of deceit. He covers his face and pretends to be deaf, but when no one notices, he will take advantage of you. If he is prevented from sinning because he lacks strength, when he later finds an opportunity, he will do evil. A man will be known by his appearance, but a man of intelligence will be known by his countenance when you meet him. The clothing of a man and the way he laughs and walks gives indication to who he is. I think we all know exactly what I'm going to talk about after I take a non-sponsored drink. As gossip. Unsurprising, I hope, after hearing that. But that's definitely a big problem for humanity. I'm just going to make a blanket statement there. Humanity has this problem of talking about each other behind each other's backs. And I mean, it's natural. I do it all the time. I really shouldn't. I know I shouldn't. I stop myself when I notice what I'm doing, and there are times I also don't realize it, and I just start talking. As he said, right? And let me read his exact words. A person slips, but it was not his intention. Sometimes we do it and we didn't mean to. It happens. It was, I think, as Leviticus, an unintentional sin. We need to apologize for that. We need to go to the Lord, ask for forgiveness. We need to ask for forgiveness from those we have wronged. And that can be the hardest part with gossip, is going to someone and saying, like, hey, I said this behind your back. Whether it was, maybe you didn't mean to. And it's like, I didn't mean to. I'm so sorry I let it slip. Or I did mean to. I'm sorry I was foolish and careless and did this. And though it can certainly hurt and sting at times, one, that can help you stop gossiping. But two, like, the amount of trust that builds in relationships is so huge and can build so strong a relationship if people follow the law of the Most High in forgiveness and reconciliation and redemption there. And you can show the world something incredible through doing that. And I mean, I'm sure everyone thought I was about to just like go on full blast here, but I mean, yeah, it's obvious. We all know gossip's a sin. We all know we shouldn't do it. But God can take, and we're tools God uses, can take the sins, right, and just turn them around and make them into something incredible. There's no reason our sins have to be something that just mires us in guilt until we confess it, and then maybe we feel better afterwards. Maybe we don't. You should feel better afterwards, I hope. But it can be something you can let God use to shape yourself, to shape your friends, your family, to shape the world around you, and just transform it. I'm not going to pull a Luther and say sin boldly. That if anyone doesn't know what I'm talking about, that is a quote that is often just completely taken out of context. Go look into it. He's talking about how boldly and so much stronger God's forgiveness is than even the most bold of sins to one who's truly repentant. But that's something I think we really need to focus on in American culture, is being more than happy to be open about our sinfulness and who we've wronged. That can transform communities. I have seen it happen, and it is beautiful when it does happen. And I think I want to leave that there. I think a lot of this particular chapter of Wisdom of Sirach is probably something a lot of us have heard, and this video has certainly gone on a bit longer than I intended. So you guys have a wonderful day, and God bless.